Social media posts by the man who police say carried out a massacre at a Pittsburgh synagogue show that he was railing against what he called immigrant invaders. Now, that is language you have heard from the president and also somewhere else. A lot. A whole lot. Let's get more from Brian Stelter.
The Pittsburgh shooting suspect's hatred of Jews merged with his hatred of immigrants to deadly results. He called migrants invaders, using the same dehumanizing language that's been saturating right-wing radio and TV.
This invading horde?
This is an invasion.
This is an invasion.
We may never know where the suspect heard these ideas or why he believed them, but we do know that the hate crime coincided with a rise in hateful language, from the InfoWars fringe to Fox's primetime lineup.
You have this invasion coming over every day.
Almost as soon as the migrant caravan formed in Central America.
It's a kind of invasion.
Fox News, talking heads, and President Trump made it out to be a major threat.
You do not have the right to come here. We did not invite you here. You cannot stay here.
Republican leaders echoed this line.
We have to treat this as an invasion.
And look at the online reactions.
This is an invasion. This is an act of attacking the United States sovereignty.
Scroll down on any of these videos on YouTube, and the fire was raging, with commenters screaming about an invading army, even though the migrants were 1,000 miles away and fleeing danger. One voice on Fox tried to point that out.
The president has called it an assault on the U.S. border. It is absolutely not.
But his audience rejected that. Shep Smith reading a tweet from a viewer.
Sorry, Shep, we are not falling for your fake story. This is an invasion.
Was the gunman watching? We may never know. But the right-wing climate was full of outrage. 6 days before the shooting, the suspect wrote, "I have noticed a change in people saying illegals that now say invaders. I like this." In the past 2 weeks, the word invasion was spouted on Fox more than 60 times. And on Fox Business, 75.
And the American people are seeing these visuals on television every day, and they think of it as an invasion.
Combine that with the claims that Democrats were funding the caravan.
Another leftist-funded operation.
Laura Ingraham saying leftists were aiding and abetting. Congressman Matt Gaetz sharing a video saying people were being paid to storm the U.S. border. Soros is a favorite boogeyman of the right. He's a billionaire donor, and he's Jewish. Dark corners of social media filled up with conspiracy theories, and it spilled onto TV.
From the Soros-occupied State Department.
This Lou Dobbs guest blaming the caravan on Soros, calling to mind an anti-Semitic trope about Jews secretly running the government. The suspect's final post on Gab blamed a Jewish refugee group for bringing in invaders. Now, the Washington Post arguing that the conspiracy theory about Soros and the caravan inspired the horror in Pittsburgh. And Adam Serwer, writing in The Atlantic, saying Trump's caravan hysteria led to this. The president's reaction? He tweeted on Monday, "This is an invasion of our country."
Brian, what I'm so struck by is, do the president of the United States words matter or not? Let's just decide. So generally, up until 2016, we felt as a country that the president of the United States words mattered. But now the White House, and this is the part that baffles me, from Sarah Sanders yesterday to the president himself, they're saying that they don't think that his words have any impact. He can say whatever he wants and people are not listening. I don't understand the logic.
But I think that dodge, which is illogical, is specifically because Trump and his aides know he's vulnerable. They recognize that he's lit a fire and added more and more fuel every day and is not able to control it. By the way, he doesn't want to control it. He doesn't seem interested in controlling it. But even if he wanted to, I'm not sure he could. He has unleashed forces in this country. And so what do? They have to attack the press. They have to change the subject because they're vulnerable on this problem.
They may be vulnerable, but the president is leaning in. I think it's fascinating how much he has chosen to lean in on these very subjects. And he's telegraphing he's going to do it even more over the next few days. He's using the language of invaders since the murders in Pittsburgh. He's attacked the press since bombs were sent around. He's all in.
Yeah, trying to limit his losses in the midterms by saying two things. Number one, hate the media. Number two, fear the caravan. Very clear messages. I think most Americans see through them. but not all Americans. So we can talk about fear-mongering, we talk about the ridiculousness of this rhetoric, but it is effective among some people. I sure hope some of those Fox hosts, some of those commentators take a moment, take a minute to think about their role in this environment. Hopefully there's some soul-searching right now in the wake of this massacre.
Brian, do you have a fever right now? I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? They like ratings. They like winning the ratings war. That's what this is about.
Jeanine Pirro may want to lay off the coffee before going on air.
Well, also, maybe perhaps she doesn't know that you actually are allowed to seek asylum in this country.
Or move the microphone down further.
I just want to ask her, what is she so afraid of?
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.